Thank you for joining us to talk more on Monday. This podcast was started to give a voice to More's mission of making opportunities reachable for everyone, and continues today as a way for us to share the mic with like-minded individuals with their own stories to share. Talking More has become our channel for history, mindsets, information you need, and featuring our interns who are learning how to share their voice. Join us on Patreon for our Masterclass with More, hosted by Bria Bradley, as she deep dives with experts on a host of topics key to building your business and legacy. You'll find our founder content hosted by our founder Ariana as part of our Masterclass, where business owners share lessons they've learned while in business. Today, we'll be exploring holistic wellness through both a mental and physical lens, and how intentional practices across both dimensions can shape how we show up in our work, relationships, and everyday lives. This conversation centers on the idea that sustainable wellness is not one-dimensional. It is built through the alignment of mindset, stress regulation, movement, and self-awareness. We are honored to be joined by two leaders in this space, Dr. Alicia E. McKoy and Bria Bradley, who will each bring a distinct but complementary perspective to the discussion. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. I didn't know it was next to a doctor. Real life. Yes.
Good to be here. Yeah, really excited to talk to both of you. Before we get into it, let's introduce them to our guests. So, Dr. Alicia E. McKoy, honorary PhD, certified corporate wellness specialist, founder and CEO of Peak Mind, is an inspirational speaker, author, and business owner. She helps high-performing adults rewire their stress response, enabling them to feel clear, calm, and in control at work and in life. Peak Mind integrates neuroscience and mindfulness to enhance well-being, offering customized solutions that improve stress management, focus, and overall quality of life. Dr. Alicia breaks down complex inner well-being into easy and effective action steps we can all take to begin to excel again. Intentional spaces and mindsets help people and teams do their best work without burning out.
That part.
Yeah.
I need more of that.
Big time. And on the other side of the couch, Bria Bradley, who you should recognize by now if you're following along with more, is a fitness coach and certified personal trainer whose philosophy centers on what she calls beauty, brains, and brawn, a holistic approach to strengthening the body, sharpening the mindset, and building confidence that extends beyond the gym. As a Pilates instructor and strength coach, she designs classes that blend functional strength training, conditioning, and motivational coaching to challenge athletes physically while also encouraging mental resilience. Her work is rooted in the belief that movement should build more than muscle. It should cultivate discipline, confidence, and self-trust. Through her coaching, Bria empowers individuals to push past limitations, deepen their connection to their bodies, and leave each session feeling stronger both physically and mentally than when they arrived.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
That sounds so good when you say it. I appreciate that.
I love reading people's bios because then I get to be like, I'm talking to some really cool people.
Like, seriously.
Yeah,
and
so
also,
fun.
if you don't follow Chloe and if you're not watching this podcast routinely, you're missing out, okay?
Yeah, we have some really cool people on here. It's awesome. So let's get into it. This question is for both of you, so feel free to pop in and out to answer it as you're ready. When we talk about this idea of holistic wellness, how do you each define the connection between mental and physical health in the work that you're doing?
Well, I look at so much about the brain in our studies around neuropsychology, neuroimmunology, that the brain and the mindset and thoughts, all of that, to me, the old adage of mind, body, spirit is something that we really look at when we talk about holistic wellness. And there's holistic with an H and holistic with a W. I think we're doing the H today, but it's pretty similar to the W, holistic. Thinking about the whole person. And then to me, holistic is what is non-traditional. What can we do to support our mind, body, spirit that's not the traditional ways of take a pill, do that type of stuff, right? What more can we do? And that's kind of at the core of what Peak Mind talks about.
Mm-hmm. And I fully agree. Ever since I heard about the water study, I'm sure you're familiar with the Buddhist monks when they talk to the water, it would change how they crystallize and everything like that. I feel like this broad statement, so do correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like in Western society, we focus on the W, holistic, a lot. What's the pill that can fix? What's the water? What's the metrics to find? And we forget that the person is all of that. That's why I like the 3 Bs, the beauty, brains, and brawn, because for me, that's how I view myself as a whole, though beauty not being the only thing. And beauty is not just how you look. It is how you're viewing the world. It's how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself. And then taking on with the brain, of how you navigate and taking on with the body. I feel like it's does us a disservice if we try to compartmentalize that parts of ourselves. We realize once we fix everything, that's where everything flows. Because if you have a great body and a bad brain, if you have a great body and bad brain and hate how you look, if you have a great body, great brain, and then also all of it else has a balance. It all has to balance, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And Peak Mind was started because for 21 years, I've created beautiful buildings. And I realized that we would spend $25-40 million on a beautiful building and occupants would come back with not beautiful mindsets. And morally, I hit a wall 10 years ago and said, wait, I don't want to just create beautiful buildings if I can't help support beautiful mindsets.
Yeah.
So we talk about that at Peak Mind all the time, that's what we're helping solve for companies, is empowering their people to thrive through thinking of holistic ways that they can empower themselves so that we have beautiful buildings, but also beautiful mindsets that occupy it.
I love that. I love that. And I feel like people don't take into account your environment does change a lot of how you navigate, and even starting that as a base and then, okay, let me go and work on myself. It does wonders. I mean, truly cleaning up clutter. I always have the philosophy of you're blocking your money if your house is dirty. For example. And so I feel like you're blocking your creativity if your house is not showing who you are on the inside or gives you space to go ahead and be yourself. So I love that you think that way.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
This is very silly, but I saw a post a while ago that kind of changed my mindset about that. That was like, you sometimes have to imagine that you are the zoo animal and that your enclosure has become too messy. So you need to clean it up so the zoo animal is not so agitated. And you need to have enrichments in your enclosure so you don't become bored. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do.
I love that. Okay, taking that one away. Well, writing it down. That one here.
Yep.
I should have brought notes, I feel like.
I really am the restless tiger and I need some toys. Now, this is for you, Alicia. You work with high-performing adults navigating stress and burnout. What are some of the earliest signs that someone's stress response is dysregulated?
There are some physical signs you can see in our study of how the body looks. A lot of times you can't tell blood pressure, heart rate, those type of intrinsic things, but some of the outward ones are pupil dilation. If pupils are a little bit bigger, you can typically tell that somebody's maybe standing on a stage, they're not as comfortable, they're in a situation that they're taking in, right, the physical space and assessing for threats. So pupils, sometimes I can kind of look into, because we've got technology that studies the millimeter differences, and we can tell physical agitation and mental agitation through their technology, but physically you can really tell if somebody's, got a 4 centimeter or 4 size, pupil that's a little bit bigger than most people's typical, like 2 something. And so that is an easy indication that something's going on, that can either mean arousal or fear. And then if they're fidgety, are their feet moving a lot, just kind of moving around, just not as physically comfortable.
Yeah.
That's somewhat of a sign that their immune system, either in that current moment, is dysregulated, or if it's happening all the time, if they're stuck in kind of that constant chronic stress cycle.
Wait, not everyone fidgets all the time? All right, great. Go home, stare at my eyes, and I'm going to count every time. I fidget all the time, but that's also things to know, because perhaps that was. And I'm curious for the early signs too, and I'm probably sure you have a question leading up to it. Do you meet a lot of people that are in continuous burnout? Because for me, that's what I feel a lot. And that's actually why I got into fitness, to try to counteract that. But the more I'm into fitness, the more I'm realizing I'm like, oh, I think I've been burnout for since grade 6. I don't know what relax is. I've been doing everything. And then speaking with other people, I don't remember the last time, even when I sit, I can't go to sleep immediately because my body's still humming.
Oh, yeah. I know we're going to talk about that a lot. Most people are in constant fight or flight which leads to burnout.
There. Okay. Yeah. All right. At least not just alone. Still need to be fixed, but not alone. Not alone. I like that.
No, not at all. And I think it's probably a lot more prevalent than we think about. And people probably get pretty good at masking it too.
Yes, for sure.
Because you have to go about your daily life. You got to put a lot of that stuff on the back burner and just get your stuff done at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've normalized stress in our, especially American society, American culture.
That hustle culture, yeah.
You remember that TikTok is when I was sad as a kid, I was laying down, I couldn't do anything. Sad as an adult, I put a playlist on and I'm listening to music dun. I'm like, yeah,
real. Because life doesn't slow down and it doesn't allow for true breaks without some kind of productivity worked into that.
Right. And if there's like any government official that could go and like talk about a 5-week PTO for Americans for all their jobs, I feel like, hear me out. Okay. Henry Ford didn't get it great all the time. I think a 4-day work week would be perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, maybe he only got it right once. I don't know.
Tell him, Chloe. Tell him.
Now, Bria, your philosophy centers on that beauty, brains, and brawn. I love that. How did you develop that framework, and what does it mean in a practical fitness setting?
And so with it, I feel like a very introspective. I like to believe I have a very rich inner world. I'm always asking why. Why are we doing these things? Why am I putting my hair this way? Why are these the colors that I'm picking out?
Yeah.
And one of the things a friend of mine asked, like, what are the 3 words you want to be associated with yourself, or how do you navigate? And one thing I do care about is I love beauty, and not just for the physical. I mean, yes, I love looking great.
And you do.
Right. And I feel like we all do. And I feel like people need to recognize that part of it a lot more. And brains and brawn, I'm like, if you can focus on those 3 things and navigate, you'll do great. So one thing I like to think is like getting ready for a workout. I know I'll work out better if I have an outfit that I enjoy. I know I'll work out better if I showered the night before and I brushed my teeth and I did my steps to go and present myself in a way that I enjoy what I look like. I don't know if you guys heard this term growing up, but I always heard, don't leave the house not feeling like you're a 10. The world is going to try to beat you down anyway. Ooh. One thing you should not have to worry about is that. Yeah. So you know that you exactly how you feel. And with brains, of course, I think a lot of people, especially with looks maxing, you can focus on the outside, but if you don't curate your brain, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. And going back to that monk study, with a lot of people, and I'm sure you listening know, if we don't say it out loud, we battle so many demons. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're exasperated with our phone. They're exasperated with us not doing hobbies. They're exasperated with us always being on that go. And one thing I really enjoy about fitness is that you have to be present. And as you're working, you can rewire the neurons on your brain for what you're thinking in that moment. So especially in class, I like to go and reaffirm certain things. Like when you come into my class, you're going to be nice to yourself. It's not, I'm so fat, I'm so out of shape. You're here, you're amazing. That's it. Yeah. Rule number 2, you are a badass, which leads me to rule number 3, treat yourself as such. So as we're going through, I like to reaffirm, like, you are doing hard things right now. Remember, the goal in gym is failure, because failure is where you learn. When you leave here, I want you to take that big breath in, big breath out, and go on with your life so that you've worked yourself out, you rewired your neurons, you look good, take on the world.
Love it.
You know?
Yeah, I really like that. And I think it's definitely true that, you know, some people say like, oh, I can't go home and not listen to something or watch something. Like, I can't be alone with my thoughts. That is also true in the gym, especially for me. Like, if I'm having a terrible time in a class or lifting or something, like, that is when the demons are like, hey, by the way,
right,
the dishes in your sink right now.
I'm a Stairmaster. I knew that tax comma, that's me right now. I knew I missed a comma in my taxes. And so, and it's true. And so even with class, I like to go focus on that mind-body connection, because as to your point, when you feel that burnout, I have anxiety. Well, who doesn't? Well, I'm kidding, but seriously, one thing I didn't realize what my therapist taught me was like, well, where is it in your body? Mm-hmm. So in class, I try to build that mind-body connection, so that, like, hey, when you're lifting for your bench press, these are the muscles you're using, and also recognize you're breathing for it, so that when you're getting tense in workout because you're pushing yourself, you exhale and teach your body to relax and do body scans and things like that.
Yeah. You stole one of my later answers, but I'm going to still use it.
We'll circle back.
Yes. I love the melding of minds.
Yes. For Alicia, in your work with Peak Mind, what are the most common misconceptions that people have about mindfulness, mental wellness?
That's, yes, I would say that people think mindfulness means I have to be quiet and silent. Kind of, you just, kind of brought that up. Yeah. That I have to find peace and sit like a monk, right? With nothing disturbing me. No, mindfulness at first is messy. Humanity, the world, the environment is messy, it's loud, it's busy. Yeah. And of course, our thoughts are going to resonate that. And so when you're starting mindfulness practices, which is just being mindful of your thoughts, right? And what's happening and what your body's doing, it's going to be big. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of things. So getting over time to quiet and peace is, a goal, and it takes time. So I think a lot of people, they end a practice, they stop doing, following and trying to dive into that because they think they're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you talking to me right now? Yes. When I started meditating, I was like, how are people doing this? What do you mean? I'm hearing the cars outside and feeling the air on my skin. What do you mean? It's true. It's true. And I feel like people just embrace that it is. And there's also different forms of meditation. Moving meditation is what I think exercise is. But
Exactly. And that's the exact point I give them, is that find what works for you. Try different ones. It could be the person that you're listening to, the audio, the music, right, that doesn't resonate with you. Try other modalities of this holistic lifestyle that find what works for you. And don't give up just when you try one and it doesn't, resonate or feel good. Keep trying if that's your end goal, is to truly change your mind, body, and spirit.
Yes, keep trying, and it's supposed to be different. I feel like that us wanting to be perfect off the bat has ruined many things.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
that gifted kid curse where I'm like, if I'm not good at this immediately, I'm furious.
Girl, yes, literally. And oh my goodness, I try to keep thinking of it, like when Beyonce's like, perfection is boring. I'm like, yes, it is. The perfection's there, but it's true. It's true. If I don't get it immediately, I'm throwing it all away.
Yeah.
And one thing I did want to ask you though, because this is something I run into when you talk about holistic practices and mindfulness and wellness. Do you have people who think, oh, I'm not woo-woo, I'm not getting crystals, I'm not getting X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, it's not just crystals, though it probably help. It's not just sage, though it might help. But
for sure, they definitely go to a thinking, that has been perpetuated, but it's so much more. And what I love is that I keep running into people who are doing some of the different types of body scanning, different meditations, different yoga, nidra practices. And it's people who you wouldn't have thought are doing holistic wellness, and they found a thing that worked for them that's not crystals, to your point, but it works for them, and now their mind is open to other modalities, whether it's crystals or sage or any of the thousands of ways to find a holistic practice that works.
I love you from it. There's thousands of ways. It doesn't have to look just one way. It's not the hippie and they're in the apartment, though it could be. And if it's at you, I love it. Keep doing it. But it's just like, get there, right?
I also love that scene in Parks and Rec, if anybody loves that show, where Chris takes Ron to go meditate at this, place, what are they called? A brick and mortar where they're meditating. And he's like, I have to work so hard to clear my mind of all the thoughts. And Ron's like, don't try so hard.
No,
like,
but really, well, and then how do you mean you don't try so hard? It's like the type A, type B, where you see that meme. It was like, oh, stop and smell the roses. I'm the best rose smeller ever. No,
I have it clenched in my fist.
Literally, number one. Yeah.
It's just allowing yourself to be where you're at, allowing your mind to be in the flow, allowing the sounds to be, right? It's allowing and being okay with what is there, and then gradually moving to where you want to go because you're more mindful.
Yeah. We were talking beforehand about vocal coaching and things like that. And one thing that my voice teacher said to me that still is like reverberating through my brain is that we don't think about breathing usually. It's just something that we're doing. And even in singing, like if I don't consciously take in a breath, the air is coming into my lungs anyway. It will come regardless of what happens because we want to live.
Yes.
So I think it's very similar to that. Like if you just let it come to you, it will.
For sure.
Yeah.
Love it.
And that one's going in the pocket too. Bria, a lot of people approach fitness as either aesthetics or discipline. How do you help clients reframe movement as something deeper than appearance or performance?
Or the appearance will come. The appearances come. You're not going to go to the gym and not see change.
Yeah.
The aesthetics will come. Your body will show what your discipline is, but also be aware that the gym's not going to fix all of your problems. If you're going to go to the gym and still eat the food that you know is not making you feel good, you know who I'm talking to, okay? If you're hitting the gym and still getting the McDonald's, you're hitting the gym and not making food, it's not going to come for that way. So one thing I would really want them to reframe it as is it's almost a form of self-love to go to the gym. It's a form of self-respect to eat well. It's a form of self-love and self-respect to recover well. And that's I would prefer people to truly approach it, because it's not either or. The discipline part, I would hope that people lay on to, but I would wish that when you finish a workout, you look at yourself and be like, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
And talk to yourself, because truly we are a soul, though this is our body, this is our field. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm down and out, and because I get a little depresso too, one thing I do stop immediately will be taking care of myself, and I'll just show up where I need to go. I'm going to work. I'm feeding my cat. I'm feeding my dog because they can't die. I'm showing up for friends and things like that. And I might not even eat for that. And that's something that I have to recognize, and taking care of oneself and having the conscious decision for that is important. So I'd rather people, though I love to go and talk about aesthetics and be like, skinny legends like Mariah Carey and things like that. Like I love the aesthetics, love the discipline, but realize what it truly is. And it's a form of self-love, and self-love is not always not always splurging for shopping. Sometimes it's parenting yourself and treating yourself like a grumpy cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, so many people didn't have that self-love given to them from their parents.
Ooh, and that's a
growing
word.
up, and we wonder why as adults, that we're struggling and we're beating ourselves up. We're feeling guilty. We're feeling like we can't do it. We're not showing up for ourselves. Well, it's because a lot of people, they didn't have that growing up. And so they don't even know what self-love looks like.
Yeah.
There's a reason why at Peak Mind, we are teaching adults our concepts. People ask me all the time, why don't you help kids? Kids these days have a fighting chance. Schools will teach them all about self-love and depression. They are hearing these words in school at a fundamental educational level. Adults didn't grow up with this unless you had a parent that was a therapist, which is rare.
Right.
And even then,
Learn.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to teach people and give them the allowance to understand these things. And podcasts like this, we're teaching people. Hopefully somebody's saying, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that concept, that could be what's holding me back from wanting to go to the gym, to want to start my journey, right? It's that core fundamental love that's missing.
Yeah.
I love that, because I think about it all the time, but it's something I don't realize. Not everyone's modeling that behavior. And you're very right. Even for me, a lot of the stuff that I learned through that was due to the internet. Though I had a dad who loved Asian everything. He grew up in Asia. And so he loved Bruce Lee. He loved all of that. And I love Bruce Lee's philosophies. A lot of the things that I walk with is because of him. And I love how big his brain was, because he's always thinking that. One thing he talks about when he's like, how you speak about yourself is important. Your spirit doesn't know the difference when you're joking negatively about yourself, because it's just what it is. And that was something I didn't realize. And that's what I say in class. And they're like, oh, wow, I didn't get that. Or I didn't realize I'm not practicing self-love by not showering your day. I'm not practicing self-love by telling people no.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy.
Yeah.
So I love that point. Ooh.
Yeah. Our words are spells.
It's why it's called spelling.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Love
That's
it.
the title. We found it.
Yes.
Now, this question is, again, for both of you. If someone is actively working on their mental and their physical health, where should they start, right? Mind first, body first. Do they develop it together? What does that look like?
So I'm going to go off mind, body and go to spirit, because I reverse it. I believe that spirit comes first, then the body follows, then our mindset and our thoughts. So what I mean by that is, to me, spirit is this etheric thing that we're just here for, right? Whether you call it destiny, karma, any of the words you want to call it, but purpose and passion are usually the two words I'll say to people when I'm talking about spirit is, what are you here for? That's usually your purpose in life, and your purpose, then passion follows if you know what that is. So if you start with that, I believe everything follows. If your purpose is to show up and educate people, I'm going to want to look good. I'm going to want to work out, right? I'm going to want to do my hair today to at least try and keep listeners listening to my purpose, right? My message. And then my mindset follows, right? I can convince myself that I'm worthy over time, right? Because that purpose is just driving every single thing that I do.
So you're why. And also your hair looks good, girl.
Yeah, thank you. I did it today.
They're there. Oh, I like the big Velcros, but that's true. People don't realize, this is all referencing RuPaul. I love how I feel like yours like very scientific and mine's like RuPaul's Drag Race. But like we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
rest is drag.
People don't realize like this is drag. This is straight drag. This is me getting ready, and like I am a podcaster and I sit like this and I smile. Yeah. It's very true. Yes. And do you mind if can you read your question one more time before I answer? Because I have an idea.
So if someone is actively working on their mental and physical health, where do they start?
Ooh, sleep. I always say sleep.
Yes.
First thing, sleep and wash your sheets. And then
Once a week, if not more.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Once a week minimum, and your towels. My goodness gracious. Sorry. I just went over my brother's roommate's place and I was like, gentlemen. But regardless, love you guys. Sorry. With this. So to start there, because there's nothing you can do with no energy.
Yeah. Yep.
And then what I did, so I can only share what my experience was, hopefully it'll help with others, was I started cataloging what I liked and what I didn't like. And it's something as simple as going for a walk around where you live. What do you like? I love the sun. I love the trees. I love having my dog here. I love this. If it's not something, but seriously, start categorizing it, because I don't know how many people feel, but I know when I felt burnt out to the core, I couldn't even access joy anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I couldn't access joy. I forgot the things that I really like to do. And to the point where if I knew what they were and I did it, I felt empty. So then just starting at ground zero is just writing, hey, what do I like? Do I actually like waking up at 5 a.m. to work out? Because maybe it's not for you. It's not for me. Maybe it's not for you. Yeah. Maybe you actually like having a slow morning and then actually going to work out maybe in the evening, and then really just taking the time to sit in with your gut, because you'll know if you're trying to go and force something.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, you feel it.
And I feel like that's a good start to have, and then you go to the next. I always like to start with a walk and then start with a gym, because I feel like what people do slowly to acclimate is when you go to the gym, you will naturally want to eat better food. You will naturally go and sleep more. You're naturally going to sweat more, which makes your skin feel better, which makes you want to shower and things like that. And slowly over time, that's a really good keystone habit to build. But always start with sleep, clean sheets, and then just realize what you like.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I think my life drastically improved when I made it a habit to find that gratitude throughout the day. Just little moments of being like, man, the sky looks so beautiful. Or, you know, I loved like the pear that I had for a snack today was so crispy. Like just those little moments of joy are huge.
It was like that. I'm happy I made it to work with some more time to spare. Like, come on, you know?
Yeah, we have to take those because like you said, life is so messy and loud and busy, and finding just those moments of peace and gratitude can really keep you grounded.
Well, neurologically, that's the core of reversing and having good positive synaptic rewiring is finding those joyful moments. The human brain is naturally predisposed to negative thinking. Interesting. Our bodies want to survive, right? And so is a bear going to attack us? Is a tiger going to attack us? So we still have that primal brain, which means we're going to scan for threats first. Make sure what's going to kill us we're aware of. And so we didn't have that joyful brain, but finding those joyful moments helps to rewire that to positive thinking. Like, oh, I can appreciate my body is safe. I'm not going to die potentially today, right? Small chance.
Much as we know.
It's never zero, but also makes life more precious, you know?
Yes. So we have to intentionally do that if we want to live a better quality life, and all of it, the rest of it will follow.
That's so interesting. From an evolutionary standpoint, like, will we ever stop worrying about that?
I believe it's probably changed, right? The neuroscience is still trying to figure out and map parts of our brains, but I believe it's changed already. Just the awareness that we have 20% of our silent synapses that we haven't even awakened in our brain. Scientists used to believe that our brain was set, right? After certain young ages in our development, there's just no rewiring it. Now we know, there's pockets that we haven't even opened up. Or once you're aware to a new concept and start going down that way and focusing on it, now you can open up. Meditation, right, can help you to open those up. So I think it's probably way more than it was when we were apes or just coming out of apes.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially with a lot of how we've developed, there's so many subtleties you have to look for. I feel like it's not going to go away because we do need to recognize that. And one thing I did want to ask you, do you know the part of your brain that makes you do hard things? It's like on this part of your brain, but I don't remember the name of it. I think it starts with like an M.
Do hard things? What do you mean?
It's oh my goodness, it's the part of your, I want to ask you this after class, but it's a part of after class, LOL. After
class.
Right, I did just teach, sorry. But there's always that, I remember reading, it's either this part or this part, but the side of your brain that it's the actual muscle that gets you to do something that you don't want to do.
Oh, no, I don't know the exact name of that.
Okay, well then that's for me to go and study, but with it, I do, with that, I do agree that it has to get to a point of getting to joy, but it also has to get to a point of going back to doing hard things and not letting it cripple you. And then to a point you'll start liking doing hard things because you're having the habit of doing it. Now you realize, I found joy again. I can do this hard thing. I might not do it correctly, but I can keep going. Oh, I like challenging myself. And then that's where like you get into that specialty loop.
Yeah, the reward system's important in that when something's challenging, your brain needs micro rewards. So if the goal is by the end of the month, I'm going to get into the gym. every day that you think about it and you start to plan that, you get a new outfit, give yourself a piece of dark chocolate, give yourself some micro reward. Then when you first finally show up at the gym, give yourself a bigger reward. We need that positive reward loop that we don't give ourselves. And so of course we're going to want to quit on hard things because there's no reward.
Exactly. It's like grind culture, grind. It's almost like you're being told every day, grind out all of your happiness. Your happiness will come after you hit it. Like just like, beat your chest, wake up, I feel that. And I feel like like you said, a more accurate way to stick to things is actually loving on yourself.
Yeah, for
sure.
Very
and
much
the
whatever it
tiger
looks
still
like.
wants its snacks for hitting the ball back.
Yes.
Okay?
Exactly. Exactly.
On this background.
So poignant.
Alicia, how do you help clients distinguish between productive under pressure and being in that long-term burnout cycle that Bria was talking about?
Well, I think timing is big. Productive under pressure is we have a deadline coming up and we know we need to work a couple long nights. We may have to come in on a Saturday to get it done. But I've given myself that reward cycle because I have to reward myself for it. Human brain needs it. But also I know there's an end. If we don't know when that end time is, then we are going to go into the constant stress cycle. And then everything just compiles. It's way more negative. Everything's harder. And so distinguishing if people have that goal minded, the outcome kind of here is when I know this is going to be over, right? It's going to be acknowledging it's going to be pain. And to this point, that's productive. Most of us are not in that, right? We don't think like that. We're just constantly under threat that this is never going to end. Oh my gosh, this is the third time we've had to do this month. That could be a time management issue, a leadership issue, but that's what most of us find ourselves in. And so just acknowledging if there's acceptance and reward cycle, I think I can tell if somebody's productive with it. And when they're not, just it's that acknowledgement is a big part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about that. Is this leading on to one thing my friends always talk about? If I always have a trip planned, I can work and then I can relax.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that would lend it to some people bringing themselves out of burnout because they have a goal and know that I'm able to put my work down for a few days?
For sure. That's that big reward, right? I'm going to work hard. I know I've got to show up to work and pay my bills, but that's that big reward on the other side that helps you think more positive. Because if you didn't have that, it's just a never ending work cycle.
Yes. And always something.
Yeah.
As I'm learning, as I'm getting older.
Yep. And something I've been grappling with recently, because both my partner and I consider ourselves to be introverts. We just love being alone by ourselves, even if we're like parallel playing. And you would not think that about me, right?
Girl,
I know.
News to me.
I am extrovert presenting.
Yes.
Extrovert rising,
Yes.
introvert moon.
Yeah, but I just get I get so recharged if I get to just be by myself. And I grapple with the fact that we have to have community. We have to see our friends, we have to see our families. And just finding a balance between giving myself the time alone that I need and still being a villager.
For sure.
That's something that's been hard for me, especially as an adult when I'm always being asked to do things and I don't want to say no.
Yeah. For sure. I say I'm socially trained extrovert. I'm an introvert at heart, but yet I've spoken on 85 stages in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Say that again. Yes. 85. That was 85 stages in 5 years.
When I say yes, which I always say yes first because I'm just happy-go-lucky, and it always sounds good at first, and then on the day before I'm like, why did I say yes?
Do this?
But I plan my calendar that the 4 hours after a public speaking or the next morning, I don't allow myself to put anything on my calendar because I need that recharge time. I need to be able to sleep until 10 and not have to look at my phone, right? And so I give myself that grace, that self-love that I know I need after I say yes to the thing that I'm not naturally born with, right? The public speaking, the being out. Or if it's friends, I allow myself to say, I need to see my friends once a month. I know that for community.
Yeah.
So I hold myself accountable to it, but then I also allow myself that time afterwards to go back into my shell and be alone at home.
Yeah. It's recharging in a different way. It reminds me how, important it is to have your girl time and to talk to other people and hear perspectives. But yeah, there's also the, gotta go find a hermit shell.
Yeah. And mentally, I say to myself, Alicia, you know that you always feel better after communing with people.
Yep.
So going into it when I'm getting ready, I'm like, why am I doing this? I say to myself, right? And so even
You're gonna like it.
yeah, you have to help yourself.
I feel like I'm realizing I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
But I like both. I love community, but also I can sit in silence in a dark room for a very long time, which I know is shocking to many people who know me. But yes, or maybe it's like an omnivert, but I love that how you plan the day after, because I am the person who'll say yes, 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 and then it's just booked through the teeth all throughout, and then I'm like, I'll just figure it out. I'll just sleep a little extra hour, which is not always what fixes it. And I try to have Sundays be my time to do nothing. I commit to nothing. I might say no, not even I might say yes. I like, we'll see.
Yeah.
If I have the energy, I will do it. But if not, absolutely not. But I love that you're like, oh, next 4 hours, let me go and play that to myself. That's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find it genuinely chilling when people say that they can't be alone with themselves. Like,
Because why?
you should.
Right?
You should be able to do that, right? I mean, even extroverts, like you absolutely like recharge by being with your people, but it's just as important to get that time alone, right?
Oh, yeah. You have to hear what's happening in your own head and world.
Right?
Yeah.
And also one of my favorite dates is a solo date. I love a
Yes.
good silent dinner with myself, and you're just like eating out. Because like sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to be around people, but I don't want to interact around me.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
All right, I don't want to be perceived. I just want to perceive.
Yeah.
And then just eat and chill out and like let your mind rest. Because there's so many good things that, like when you shower. I don't know. I'm a shower. Ideas come to me there, or the Stairmaster moving my body. I don't know for you guys how your body works, but I feel like that's such precious time.
Yeah.
You
it
need
is.
neurologically, go back to the science of it. Your brain needs that time to just, zone out. That's where we think of new thoughts. That's where we remember things that we had forgotten and locked away. That's when your brain just has time. We're feeding it so much with sensory input,
Yeah.
Yes.
and things coming at us. Just allowing it to go wherever it wants to go is so important for the health of our brain.
Yeah, I love that little reset.
Schedule zone out time.
Yes.
Yeah, my calendar's blocked to stare at the wall.
Don't tempt me now, because I will put that on the calendar.
Dinner with myself, I can't cancel that again.
Yes. Oh. Guys, I was gonna say I really appreciate this. It's been a really
too.
busy week. This is needed.
Yeah,
Lovely.
just pouring right back into ourselves.
Yes.
Bria, what does showing up for yourself look like in a physical wellness context beyond just going to the gym? And you've hit on this a little bit.
Yes, it's keeping promises to yourself. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that the respect for yourself, it comes out in that. Because as before, and I'm sure we all have, and especially I feel like with women, more society, we are trained to overgive and overgive and overgive. And like, I might be tired one time, but if my mom asked me to do something, I'm going to get up. Granted, I'm still going to do it because my mom. But one thing I feel like it is keeping promises to yourself. And that's the way that you can show up and being honest and comfortable, making situations uncomfortable. It's not a bad thing. Saying that no, yeah, it might be awkward. Yes, if you are already in the habit of overgiving and it's the first time you said no to someone, they might freak out a little bit, but it's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
One thing I always like to say is what true control is, what true strength is control of oneself. Because what do you actually have control over?
Right.
You.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. It's not controlling the person, not even the outcomes, all of that. It is just you. And the more you respect yourself, I feel the more it's easier to show up. And the first way to start that is realizing like, no, I don't have all this energy and I'm not going to go and give it all away. I'm going to give it to myself.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I love that. And then this is back to both of you. If you each had to give one practical daily habit that strengthens mind and body at the same time, what would it be?
Oh, and I'm excited for your answer.
Well, this is what you stole from me earlier.
No! Is it the body scan?
Yes. Yes.
So good, though.
That is the one thing that I have realized out of the hundreds of things that I do for my holistic well-being is I take time multiple times during the day to body scan, because what I love about that is it's mindfulness practice, right? You're mindful of what's going on, but whether it's hand on heart, hand on belly, I just feel, where's the tension? If it's after a speaking engagement, is it in my neck? Okay, then I'm going to maybe do yoga next, right? That influences what's next. If it's in my gut, am I going to go for a walk? Am I going to do breathing exercises because I haven't had full belly breaths all day, because I've had to be up, right? When we're doing this all day and we're active and we're instructing, you're tight, right? Your diaphragm is holding you up. You need that. Your muscles were active for a long time. They need that time to be big belly, right? And you need that. And so, but you don't know that until you've taken an assessment of where am I feeling it in my body? What's going on? What's lethargic? What have I overused? So
For there, I love you. I love that, because literally that's how we start one of my Pilates classes. We start with mindfulness and body connection.
Yeah.
I think it's very helpful. But funny enough, sometimes I like to play like Brazilian jazz. So I'll be like, where are we? We're in a waterfall in Rio.
nice.
Right. And I'm taking these big breaths in. I'm like, your brain needs oxygen. So I'll ask people to raise their eyebrows as they inhale, and exhale, lower them. And then I'll ask them to gently clench their jaw and then relax, because you're teaching your body. Every time I exhale, I'm relaxing myself. And I'm like, if we're in the waterfall, everywhere the water touches, it goes from the head down. Where is it relaxing? So I love that. Okay, well then shoot, if you're having this one, I'll share this one too. I like to make getting ready and unready a ritual.
Nice.
And have it start with something. So know that if you're making tea, that's my thing. If you're making tea at the beginning of the day, I have ginger tea, I know I'm getting ready for the day. I know if I'm going to bring my chamomile tea, I know I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Maybe even have Palo Santo to even just put it in, but make it a ritual so it shows for you. One, you respect yourself. I'm getting ready for my day. What do I need?
Yeah.
And if you like to be bust down from the head down, everything, add that extra 30 minutes and sit down and be like, okay, so this is my day. How do I want to dress? What do I want to look like? And take that time. And then at the end of the day, start off of how do I want to start myself to relax, because the body loves routine.
Yes.
The body loves routine. It reacts very well to it. And if you can just make a 30-minute ritual just for yours, it's 24 hours a day, 30 minutes can be for you. Why
love
not?
That.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that is excellent. Well, thank you both so much for being here, for talking about wellness and what it means all over.
Are we already done? Oh no. Okay, then we have to get together later.
Yes.
And when the camera stops, trust we will still be yapping.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you both so much for being here and for offering your wonderful perspectives and for having a great conversation. I so appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank
This is
you.
great.
Yeah.
I truly enjoyed myself, and please stay tuned to take in. Oh my goodness, let me see. I'm already starting to do it. Let me let you host. Please stay tuned and watch other podcasts.
She's doing my outro
More
for me.
Mondays and masterclasses, Bria. I hope you're
Well, yes, tune into those masterclasses with Bria on Patreon. Make sure to check out moremagazine.org, where you can find all things that live with more. You can purchase issue 12 Cerebral. Check out Let's Talk More on Monday for some other great episodes with experts in a myriad of fields. And hopefully we will see you on YouTube and Instagram. Hit us up in the comments, hit us up in the DMs. We want to know what you want to talk about, and hopefully we can have some great conversations. Check us out anywhere. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.